Good morning. I'm Hassan Giordano, and this is your weekend wrap-up of the DMV Daily Dose for Monday, November the 4th, 2019.
It's currently clear and 33 degrees in Baltimore. Today's high will be 59 degrees, and the low will be 33.
Our beloved Baltimore Ravens punished the Patriots last night during the Sunday night football game at home, giving New England its first loss of the season, but more importantly, giving Baltimore our sixth win of the season, beating the Patriots 37-20, the third worst butt whipping of any undefeated team halfway through the season in the Super Bowl era. Mark Reuter of the Baltimore Brew is reporting on Brandon Maurice Scott, City Council President of Baltimore City, opening his mayoral campaign office at a Cathedral Street storefront yesterday, calling for generational change in city government. Scott said, quote, "Let's be clear, the status quo train does not want us to win." The 35-year-old city council president told about 75 supporters that they're going to do everything in their power to stop us. But he says that they know that their money, their approval, and their influence is diminishing. Alluding to other young elected officials by his side, such as State Senator Corey McCray from the 45th District and his sister, Danielle McCray, a councilwoman who was named to Scott's 2nd District Council seat in June, Scott went on to say that we're all here because we're the new generation. It's time for the baton to be passed, and if they don't want to pass it, we're going to snatch it. Speaking of snatching things, former Baltimore City Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake looks to snatch a congressional seat as she was looking to snatch away demons out of her wheelhouse as she posted a picture on her Facebook page yesterday with the congregation of Carter Memorial Baptist Church surrounding her in prayer, praying over her as she says that it's important to pray ahead of any important decisions. She is reportedly said to announce her intentions to run for the open congressional seat later this week. Another suspected congressional candidate in the former 7th is none other than the former 7th District Congressman Kwesi Mfume, who left the district as his congressman to become the president and CEO of the NAACP, which enabled the late Congressman Elijah Cummings to win the seat. Mfume is expected to make his announcement regarding the seat later today at noon at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum, and I'm told that all are welcome. Speaking of elections, Maryland Matters is reporting on another race, as they report on hometown hero Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who came to town this weekend for the Maryland Democratic Party's gala, where she told a crowded ballroom outside of Baltimore on Saturday night that America's democratic future is at stake in 2020. Quote, "There is an assault on our democracy coming right out of the White House," Pelosi told the crowd. While party activists may be weighing different candidates now during the presidential primary, she said that it's imperative that everyone come together to support the party's nominee in 2020. "We as Democrats," she said, "despite our exuberances and our differences, have so much more in common than we differ on," the Pelosi said, "and we are so very, very different from that other party." When Maryland's Judicial Discipline Panel recommended an immediate suspension last year for a controversial Baltimore judge, she didn't stop working right away. Instead, District Judge Debbie Patterson Russell continued to hear cases for 7 months while she waited for a decision on her fate from the state's highest court. And according to a Baltimore Sun article, the top court is now expected to consider a change that would allow it to quickly get such judges off of the bench and on administrative leave pending its final decision on their discipline. The proposed change would let the Court of Appeals place a judge on interim administrative leave with pay as soon as the Commission on Judicial Disabilities finds that the judge has committed sanctionable conduct, warranting suspension or removal from office, or concludes that a judge can't properly perform his or her duties. The High Court will still hold a hearing before making a final decision on a judge's status. Currently, it can take months for that high court to act upon disciplinary recommendations, as it must schedule the hearing, listen to arguments, and then issue an opinion. We want to give a shout out from DMV Daily News to our homegirl Erica Bridgeford and the ceasefire movement, who successfully put together yet another 72-hour weekend aimed at reducing shootings and homicides here in the city of Baltimore. A little over 2 years old, the first Baltimore ceasefire weekend was held in August of 2017. Bridgeford and other founders announced a 72-hour period during which they urged nobody kill anybody. The weekends are repeated every 3 months, with the next one coming up in February 2020. Now, on Saturday, 2 men were shot in the 1100 block of Monroe Street, according to police, and a 24-year-old man was pronounced dead, becoming Baltimore's 286th homicide victim of the year. At a time when other cities have seen violence decrease, Baltimore is expected to record more than 300 homicides for its 5th straight year in a row. Nonetheless, a study conducted by Bridgeford's organization found that there was an average of 52% reduction in shootings during the ceasefire weekends, taking into account seasonality, and other trends. According to the author, Peter Phelan, the true effect could be anywhere between 35 and 65%. Now, keep doing what you're doing, Sister Erica and the ceasefire family. We love and support you. I'm your man, Mr. Politics, and this has been your weekend wrap-up of the Daily Dose for Monday, November 4th, 2019. For more information on the articles that I've mentioned, just go on over to our website, www.dmvdaily.news.